Hello, Army Richardson here. We are on chapter 8, chapter entitled 808 Heartbreaks. Dang. Have you ever been heartbroken? Your boy's been heartbroken before. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was one of the most depressing things I've ever gone through, right? I remember Kanye West's album 808 and Heartbreaks, right? And my favorite song on that album was How Could You Be So Heartless? Well, I'm not going to dive into my long, depressing love story in this chapter. Hopefully, you read it and you can relate to it and you can sympathize with me as you read it. But I just want to dive in and ask you guys some questions based on that chapter that we read, right? What do you think is the meaning of life? At the end of the day, I thought when I found love that this was all that life was meant to be. But when life, when my heart got broken, I realized that love sucks. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. At the end of the day, when you find the right person that loves you for who you are, man, love will fulfill you more than anything that life can give you, right? But at the end of the day, right, when my heart got broken, I didn't even know what the meaning of life was, y'all. So let me ask you that question. What do you think the meaning of life is? Second question, right, from this chapter, 808 and Heartbreaks. Have you experienced emptiness, heartache, pain, depression, or even suicidal thoughts? Answer that question truthfully, because at the end of the day, sometimes as we navigate through life, we start trusting people. We allow people to enter into our lives to be a part of our process, right? To live life to the fullest. Sometimes people disappoint us. People stab us in the back. Sometimes people even go as far as to breaking our hearts, just as you read in this chapter, right? And when those moments occur, right, we feel empty, man, our heart is broken, we feel pain, man, we don't want to get out of the bed, right, we don't want to shower, we're really not motivated to do anything. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, sometimes I even woke up and I thought to myself, dang, like, I don't even want to wake up tomorrow morning. Like, if I fall asleep and not wake up, I'll be good. This is why I'm a big advocate for mental health, y'all. Like, let's talk about it, right? Because at the end of the day, we've all experienced these type of emotions, and I don't want these emotions, right, to deteriorate you from your goal and your vision. So if you have experienced pain, heartache, suicidal thoughts, why do you think you're experiencing those emotions? What situation caused you to experience or to experience those strong emotions, and what have you done to overcome these emotions and thoughts, right? Do you journal? Have you gone to a counselor? Do you talk to your mom, to your father? Do you have a friend? Do you have a teacher, a guidance counselor, a pastor, a youth leader? Do you go to a certified counselor to help you with these thoughts? Like, at the end of the day, if you've experienced this and this is something that continuously happening in your life, my question is, what are you doing to fix that, right? What are you doing to overcome those emotions and those thoughts? Lastly, I want you to ask yourself the question: have you found yourself placing your trust, love, and care in the hands of an individual? Like, we all have, right? And if you do, how many times have you found yourself in that situation where you have trusted and then at the end you got disappointed, right? What was that like? What describe the verbs, use nouns to really describe what you felt in those moments where you have brought somebody in that you trust and love and care, and then all of a sudden they disappointed you, right? Those are the questions I want you to ask yourself, because we're going to be real, guys. Like, mental health is a real thing, and we need to advocate. I'm a strong advocate for mental health, and it's because we don't really know how to deal with the heartache, with pain and emptiness and depression. And at the end of the day, many people have taken their lives because their heart was so broken that they didn't even know what the meaning of life was. So that's why I asked that question in this chapter. What do you think the meaning of life is? Because once you can answer that question, man, you can push through that heartbreak. You can push through that pain. You can push through that depression and even those suicidal thoughts. But at the end of the day, you need a healthy outlet to be able to vent those feelings. So if you journal, if you find a mental health counselor, if you have a best friend, a teacher, a family, whoever is somebody that you trust, that you can vent these things to and to help you through those emotions, I strongly suggest that you do so. But if you ever been put in a place where you trusted someone, you loved them, you cared for them, and they only disappointed you, write down how you felt, man. Be honest with yourself, because as we identify this pain, man, we can turn that into fuel that will cause us to fulfill our purpose and our meaning in life, right? This heartbreak, guys, this chapter really shifted the trajectory of where my life was going to go. Because as I was experiencing the hardships of life, here it is that I found the love of my life only to be disappointed. And so I had one or two choices. I can either stay in that funk. I can either determine my value based on how this person treated me, or I can say, nah, I'm going to become better. And that's what we're going to be describing in chapter 9 as well as chapter 10. So answer those questions truthfully. Let's go. Let's advocate for that mental health. I want you to be in the best mental shape that you can possibly be as we conclude the final 2 chapters. All right, you guys? Peace.